What's going on, y'all? It's Mason Bleasdell, your Austin real estate agent, and I'm really excited for this one because we're gonna jump in the car, do a little driving tour around Allandale. This is one of the most sought after and most popular neighborhoods in all of Northwest Austin, and for really good reason. You know, they say in real estate, the three most important things when you're talking investment are location, location, location. This area has absolutely been transformed over the last couple of years and only really gotten better. So I'm very excited. Let's jump in the car. There's a whole lot to show you. Starting off here at Northwest Park. This runs right along Shoal Creek, which goes dead center in all of Allandale. Of course, Allandale is between Burnett Road and of course Mopac. And you've got playgrounds, you've got a huge trail system, lots of biking areas, you've got a fishing pond, all sorts of cool stuff. But I'll throw the drone up to show you a little bit more, but let's jump in the car. There's a lot to show you. Now, if you're looking into Allandale, if you're looking maybe to move into this area, if you're already in Austin or maybe out in the suburbs and moving closer, or maybe you're looking to relocate, I want this to be the ultimate video guide for you. We're going to talk about what's nearby, what's the actual lifestyle like, you know, and then getting into some of the, you know, hard data, some of the numbers, what does housing look like here? And there's a huge variety. You know, this neighborhood was originally built in the 1940s. So there's a huge variety of the original homes. You've got a lot of remodeled homes that have come in. And of course, a lot of the older homes that have gotten a little bit too much dilapidated have been knocked down and rebuilt. So stay tuned to the end because I'm actually going to show you in one of those. But without further ado, let's jump in the car and take you on this tour of Allandale. Alrighty, y'all. So jumping in the car, we first have to touch on location, because location is by far and away the biggest draw to Allandale. You know, we are in Northwest Austin, just up between Burnett Road and Mopac. And this one little quaint spot known as Allandale is just so lovely because it really well blends being urban and having walkability even to things like grocery stores. Like literally all of your daily things can be walked to from this neighborhood, but it's still quiet. It's tucked back a little bit. You're not dealing with the traffic. You're not dealing with the amount of people. So, you know, if you want to have a little bit more of that family friendly, a little bit more suburban type feel, you'll find that here in Allandale. But you haven't given up all of the walkability and such of being somewhere urban. You know, frankly too, and I was with a relocation buyer just this morning of filming this video from Florida, and in Florida, you know, one of the biggest things was, okay, things are spread out there, but getting used to the amount of driving you're gonna do here in Texas was one of the biggest, you know, things to get used to, one of the biggest cons, so to speak, of relocating to the Austin area. The nice part about this neighborhood is you're not going to feel that anywhere near as much as some of the other areas. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, you know, this neighborhood was first started production back in 1940s. And back in the 40s, developers, of course, there are multiple sections of this neighborhood, but you'll find houses dating back all the way till then. Now, they worked on construction over the next about 30 years, with most of the original homes completing in the 70s and 80s. So there is going to be a wide variety in terms of, you know, just like the home types that are around here too. You're going to see a lot of character. You're going to see a lot of matured trees. You know, all the things that come with being a more established community, you're going to find here. And that's by far one of the biggest draws as well. Now, you know, speaking of walkability, to be more specific with it, H-E-B, walkable. You know, our local grocery store chain, if you're not familiar with Austin, place like Walmart too, also walkable from here. But you're also going to have, you know, some casual dining, some fast food places, some local ones like P. Terry's just across the street on Burnett. You're going to have easy access to some finer dining, you know, Bartlett's, Uchiko, short drive from here. There's just a lot of options for all of your day-to-day things. And of course you have places like Northwest Park, which has playgrounds. If you've got kiddos, it's a great spot for that. They've got a bunch of hike and bike trails in there. They've got tennis courts, pickleball courts. They've got a pool as well that's open during the summer. And of course you have the whole trail system that goes down Shoal Creek. The Shoal Creek trail system goes all the way down towards the Austin Library. That connects in through Peace Park and a whole bunch of the other really nice areas through here. And again, all of this to say, you're going to feel really urban with the quietness of more of a suburban neighborhood. That is by far and away, you know, if I was to summarize this neighborhood in one short sales pitch, the actual best part about this neighborhood. Now, one other interesting thing, if you're comparing this to like Brentwood and Crestview on the other side of Burnet, you're going to notice a little bit more undulation, a little bit more hills on this side. As of course we get closer to the creek, you're going to see a little bit more, you know, topography with the lots. You're going to see the same size trees and stuff, but you start to get some hills over here. You know, you're not going to get any views or something, but you will get a lot of natural privacy from having those. And of course, just the natural landscape is really pretty too. Now, for example, we're right here along Shoal Creek Boulevard right now. You do have a bike lane, and again, this goes all the way downtown. It's just so connected. I love the fact that it blends that urbanness, you know, the ease of getting around, and, you know, you're not completely dependent on a car, with kind of being quiet and a little bit more suburban. Now, getting on a little bit further, again, one of the things that makes Allandale so desirable is the schools that we're zoned for. So obviously we're within Austin ISD, the Austin Independent School District, and within it we are zoned for some of the most highly rated schools in all of Austin ISD. Most of Allandale is zoned for Gullet Elementary. Now, the Wooten Park section, very north edge of Allandale, is actually set for Wooten Elementary. So just be aware, if you're looking for a specific elementary school, you know, make sure you're in the right zoning for it. Obviously those are districted to keep the student counts and such the same and appropriate for the different schools. But we are zoned for Lamar Middle as well as McCallum High School. McCallum is one of the most competitive Austin ISD high schools to get into. They've got some really amazing programs, you know, so if you've got high school age kids too, that is one of the big draws to this neighborhood. Definitely dig into more of that. Now, while we're on the subject of schools, let's also talk taxes. Allandale is generally pretty favorable here, being an under 2% tax rate. Now, it does vary a little bit depending on which section of Allandale that you are in, so be aware, but all of them are right around and under that 2% tax threshold. And of course, there's no HOA fees or anything here. So that makes it very easy. And that leads us perfectly into housing. So housing here in Allandale, like I mentioned in the beginning, varies wildly. You've got some more bungalow style, you know, 40s and 50s builds. You've got, of course, your more modern 70s and 80s construction that have been remodeled. You've got a lot of original homes of that age. You know, this does tend to be a neighborhood that people don't really leave from. You know, they tend to be here for a long time. And, you know, with that, you of course have a large variation. Now, at the same time, a lot of those older homes that have become a little bit more dilapidated have been knocked down and have been completely rebuilt over, and you're going to find a wide variety of those. Now, zoning in Austin has been recently updated to the code SF3, which does allow 2 units individually deeded to be on the same lot. Essentially, they have a small condo regime for just that lot. So the lot is owned by the HOA, which is owned between the 2 people, and you'll see an A and B unit for the same street address. Now, a lot of those have been built, and then you can of course purchase those. You'll also see some really large builds like the one we're going to go to here in a little bit that have been built over the whole lot, because of course Allandale, generally speaking, has a lot larger lots than some of the other neighboring communities. Now, to wrap up, I wanted to give a quick stop by this brand new listing, 5608 Woodview Drive. This is a great example of what was an original bungalow, just went too far, and they used the lot size and all the really nice trees to maximize on this really cool new build. So come on inside. Now, this particular listing is huge. It's a 5-bedroom plus an office. And of course, you immediately walk into this huge living room. But the first thing you're going to notice when you come into this great room is just how private it is. You know, the builder, of course, on this one, the design studio, really wanted to maximize as much natural light as possible, but also design the house in such a way to maximize privacy. And you can do that because of A, the lot size, and B, how many nice matured trees you have here. You know, capturing this as a backyard and not having any neighbors, that's the ultimate luxury. Now, of course, too, what we're standing in is an absolutely stunning brand new build by Studio Celeste. You'll notice top of the line everything. You've got top of the line Gen Air appliances. You've got the vaulted ceilings, full spray foam insulation, you've got an outdoor kitchen, you've got a pool. Like I mentioned, 5 bedrooms and an office and a loft upstairs. You know, this is an entertainer's dream, of course. It's an absolutely beautiful home. This home is listed, you know, prices range in here from the really old homes that need some loving, you know, generally some updating, gonna be down in the $500,000-$600,000 range, all the way up to this, which is one of the larger new builds for sale right now at a little bit over $3 million. So you're gonna have a good wide range in Allandale, and if this tour was helpful to you in any way, and I sure hope it was, I'd love to be that real estate resource of choice for you, show you why my clients, why you guys love Allandale. I'd love to bring you out here in person and show you around. Thanks for watching on this one. Reach out to me anytime directly. My contact info is on the screen, and I'll see you all next time.